He killed his best friend just to keep a secret. This wasn't a robbery. It wasn't a random act of street violence. It was a calculated, cold-blooded execution carried out in a living room by the people he trusted most. They smiled at him, they welcomed him inside, and while he sat on their couch, they texted each other from the next room, planning exactly how to end his life. From a hopeful student to a body in a bag, in just one night. Today, we pull back the curtain on one of the most chilling betrayals in recent Nigerian history. A case that proves the most dangerous monsters are the ones who know your name.
If you're the kind of person who can't look away from real crime stories, then make sure you like this video and subscribe for more haunting cases, just like this one.
What brought us here is we are suspects to a kidnapping and murder case, which we were arrested by a professional anti-kidnapping squad, as I say. So the way the whole thing happened, the entire thing, the way it happened, if I should explain from A to Z, the victim, which is my associate's old-time school friend, we wanted to bring the guy to my own apartment. So we tried to convince him, and the guy, we actually wanted to kidnap him, have him kidnapped and demand ransom from his parents. It was his idea. Why it was his idea was, if I had someone to bring, I will. But the guy the victim was his own idea, because they were the one that knew each other from past. So he told me, he said the family is from, the guy is from a very rich family that they can bring up to 200 million naira, which I said, okay, if you think 200 million is sure, which I said, 200 million is a bit much, but how about if you are very sure of 200 million, how about we cut it down to 150? He said, okay, but that's no problem. So then we tried to bring the guy again. This time we said the guy should come and pick up a laptop to use and do work and all that, because I'm a producer, and we said he should come and pick up a laptop he can be using, which was all a lie. We never had a laptop we were willing to give him. We just wanted to lure him to come. So
Wednesday, April 22, 2026. Lagos, Nigeria. 17-year-old Thompson Adams is tired but relieved. He has just finished writing his Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, the UTME. Like thousands of teenagers across the country, he is taking the first major step toward university, toward his future. He packs his things in EP and begins the journey back home. But Thompson never makes it home. Hours pass, the sun sets, his phone goes unanswered. In the chaotic, sprawling metropolis of Lagos, missing persons reports are filed every day, but Thompson wasn't abducted by strangers on a dark road. He walked directly into a trap. To understand how Thompson disappeared, you have to look at the people he surrounded himself with. Enter Elijah Emmanuel, 23, and Tony Ogenata, 21. These weren't hardened gang members hiding in the shadows. They were former secondary schoolmates. They were familiar faces. They were friends. Tony lived in an apartment at Lucky Fiber in the Ikorodu area of Lagos. To the outside world, he was just a young guy who made music. He had microphones, recording equipment, and a seemingly normal life. But behind the closed doors of that apartment, Tony and Elijah were hiding a sickening darkness, a total indifference to human life. And on April 22, they decided Thompson Adams was their next target. Every predator needs a lure. Elijah knew Thompson had just finished his exams. He knew his routine. Elijah picked up his phone and called his young friend. The bait was simple. Come over to Tony's apartment. I have a laptop for you to pick up. It was a normal request, nothing to raise suspicion. Thompson agreed. But inside the apartment at Lucky Fiber, Tony and Elijah were not preparing a laptop. They were preparing a kill room. They gathered their supplies: a heavy metal chain, a solid padlock, a large woven garnamusco bag, a cutlass, and a wooden stick driven through with sharp nails. They were ready. All they had to do was wait for the knock on the door. Thompson arrives. Elijah opens the door, smiling, and welcomes him into the parlor. Thompson sits down, expecting to chat, grab the laptop, and go home to his family. But Tony isn't in the parlor. Tony is hiding in his bedroom. While Elijah makes small talk with Thompson, he is secretly holding his phone. He is chatting with Tony on WhatsApp. They are messaging each other, coordinating the exact moment to strike, coordinating how to bring out the weapons. Tony walks out of the bedroom. He hands the nail-studded stick to Elijah. Tony grips the cutlass. The trap snaps shut. Tony stands over the 17-year-old. His goal is instant psychological terror. He looks down at Thompson and delivers a chilling ultimatum. There is a way you will behave that will make you come out alive, and there is a way you will behave and won't make it out successfully. Before Thompson can process what is happening, Elijah forces him down. He wraps the heavy chain around the teenager's legs. He snaps the padlock shut. Thompson Adams is now a hostage. At this point, the initial plan seems to be a kidnapping for ransom, extortion. But the situation shifts. Paranoia creeps in. Elijah pulls Tony into the bedroom, away from the chained teenager. Elijah whispers a fatal realization to his partner. "We cannot let him go. He knows my house. We went to school together. If we let him go, he will come back with his family members." They look at each other. The decision is made. Thompson knows too much, and he has to die. They walk back into the parlor. They don't say a word. They just reach for the light switch. The room goes pitch black. Tony lunges forward in the darkness. He wraps his hands around Thompson's throat. He squeezes. Thompson fights back, thrashing against the chains. Tony's hands start to cramp. He gets tired. He looks at Elijah and tells him to take over. Elijah steps in. He presses down on his friend's neck. He holds his grip until the 17-year-old stops moving, until the room goes dead quiet. Panic sets in, not from guilt, but from the reality of a corpse in the living room. They untie the chains. They fold Thompson's lifeless body and stuff it inside the garnamusco bag. Zip it shut. But how do you move a dead body out of a crowded apartment complex? You put on a show. Tony grabs his music microphone. He tells Elijah they are going to pretend they are heading out for a gig. Elijah goes to the street and flags down two commercial motorcyclists, bike men. They carry the heavy, bulging bag out of the apartment, load it onto the bikes, and ride into the night. When they reach a desolate area, they unzip the bag. They dump their friend on the ground, and they walk away. For 5 days, Thompson's family lives in agonizing uncertainty. But the Lagos State Police Command, acting on human intelligence, begins closing the net. The streets are talking. The timelines don't add up. On Monday, April 27, 2026, at exactly 8:00 p.m., operatives storm the apartment at Lucky Fiber. Elijah Emmanuel and Tony Ogenata are arrested. Faced with the evidence, the crumbling walls of their lies give way. They confess to the gruesome murder. They admit to luring Thompson, chaining him, and strangling him to death. But the interrogation is far from over. Detectives look at how calmly these two young men executed their friend, how efficiently they disposed of the body. It feels too practiced, too smooth. The police push harder, and then the dam breaks. This was not their first time. The investigators uncover a terrifying secret 5 months earlier, November 30, 2025. Another disappearance, another kidnapping. The victim, a young woman, and just like Thompson, she wasn't a stranger. She was the girlfriend of one of the suspects. They had lured her, abducted her, and then they called her parents, demanding a ransom. Her terrified family scrambled to gather the money. They paid 300,000 naira to secure their daughter's release. They followed the instructions, they paid the price. But Tony and Elijah never intended to let her go. They collected the 300,000 naira, and then they murdered her anyway. They were serial killers, hiding in plain sight, using the trust of their friends and romantic partners to trap them, bleed their families dry, and execute them to cover their tracks. The revelation sends shockwaves through Lagos. Commissioner of Police, Fatai Tijani, addresses the media at the command headquarters. His message is a grim warning to every parent and community member. Many of the boys engaging in these activities are children of some of us, brothers and neighbors. Everyone has a role to play. We must monitor our children to know what they are doing. Elijah Emmanuel and Tony Ogenata remain in police custody. The command has confirmed they will be charged to court upon the final conclusion of the investigation. They face multiple counts of kidnapping, extortion, and the first-degree murders of two innocent people who made the fatal mistake of trusting them. For the family of Thompson Adams, justice cannot bring back their son. He will never see his UTME results. He will never step foot on a university campus. This case forces us to look at the darkest corners of human nature. It is a story of ultimate betrayal. When greed and a callous indifference to human life take root, traditional safety measures fail. You can lock your doors against strangers, but what do you do when the monster is already inside, sitting on your couch, texting his accomplice? Thompson Adams died because he knew his killers' names. He died because his existence was a liability to their freedom. As this case heads to trial, I leave you with this. Could Thompson have recognized the warning signs in his friends, or is true sociopathy completely invisible until it's too late? Should the death penalty be the standard for predators who use trust and friendship to trap their victims? What would you do if you realized someone in your own circle was capable of this? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and be careful who you call a friend.
If you're the kind of person who can't look away from real crime stories, then make sure you like this video and subscribe for more haunting cases, just like this one.